Welcome back to Healthy Bites. In today's recipe, I'm going to show you something that is a dish that I have grown up with. It's called Morkolumb, and be it in the south or north, we have different variations of this. Mor literally means curds, and kolumb is something that we make out of different dals. So you can find kaddi in the north to majke hudi in Karnataka. And the whole reason of this dish is it has got cooling methods and it's also got dal and nutrients in it. So we're going to roast the dal. It's not going to be a cooked dal as such. And the reason I love this recipe is because I'm going to use peanut curd. The ingredients for this are tur dal, soaked for about 2-3 hours, chana dal, again soaked, half a grated coconut, some haldi, ginger, green chili, salt, lemon juice, coriander chopped, methi seeds, mustard seeds, dried red chilies, white pumpkin, and peanuts that have been soaked at least for 8 to 10 hours. So we're going to make this recipe with peanut curd. Now the reason I talk about nut curds, anything peanut curd or cashew curd or anything like that, is because the milk that we're currently getting is adulterated and is not as healthy as my ancestors, my grandparents and all of them grew up having. So when they had cows at home, they used to milk the cows and then convert that into curd, and that was wonderful, but not the kind of milk that we're getting currently. But if you take peanuts, soak it for about 8-10 hours, it becomes nice and soft, and then put it into the mixie, mix it up really fine. That's going to give you peanut milk. Strain it off and then we're going to boil it, and I'll show you how to make peanut curd. So the peanuts have been ground up, and what I'm now going to do is strain them, and what I'm left with is milk. Okay, just strain it. And don't worry about the peanut that is left behind, that mixture. What I'm going to do is also use it to make the morkolumb. Never waste any of this. There is so much of nutrition in all of them. So peanut milk is not something that you can drink directly, unlike almond and cashew milk. You do need to heat it up well before you can drink it. So if you want to drink any of these nut milks, all you need to do is soak cashew or almond, follow exactly the same procedure, and those milk you can drink directly. So this is ready. What I'm going to do is put it into a pan and keep stirring it gently for about 10 to 15 minutes, and you'll find that it slowly thickens. Don't keep your eye off it, don't run away and do something else. Be in the vicinity of it, just keep stirring it. So while that is happening, let's cook our pumpkin. Now I'm very careful not to throw any of the water that we use. So I've soaked both the dals in a little bit of water. There's a little extra peanut water. I'm going to cook the pumpkin in that. There is so much of nutrition that is left behind when we throw away water like this. So don't do that. Just use it to cook the next item. It'll add so much more flavor to that. Okay? And then let's put in the pumpkin. And just cook it for about 10 minutes until it is nice and soft. So the peanut milk has been boiling for about 10 minutes, and you can see that it has thickened. It'll just boil up and then boil down again. So let it do its thing. And in the meantime, we're going to roast up the masala. So for roasting the masala, I'm not going to put any oil in the pan, because oil is highly processed and not good for us. And especially when we heat it, all the saturated stuff comes out of it, and that's not good for us. So let the pan become nice and hot. Then I'm going to add in the dals. Remember the water that I had soaked them in, I have put it into the pumpkin to cook. We're not going to waste water from anything. Okay? Put in the dals, a chili, or depending on how much heat you would like, you can add more. Some coconut. And then remember the peanut paste that we had left over from the peanut curd. It's a good place to add it in. So add in the peanut. Little bit of salt. Ginger, and just roast it until it is nicely done. Then what you need to do is blend it into a mixie, and we'll put the masala on top of the pumpkin. So now to the peanut milk, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice, and it's not going to split like the way paneer does. Switch off the heat, keep it aside, and it will start thickening and sort of set into curds. So don't worry, you're not going to have split milk, you're not going to have paneer, you're going to have curds. Okay? Leave that to cool, and in the meantime, this mixture has been nicely roasted. Add some coriander and haldi, and then go bizz in the mixie until it is all done and ready to add to the pumpkin. So the roasted mixture is now become a nice liquid, and we're going to add it to the pumpkin. It's nice to have some texture in it, so don't make it really smooth. The whole idea is for us to get nutrition, and by blending and blending and blending, we are not helping ourselves. So like I was mentioning earlier, the milk that we get nowadays is not as healthy as what my ancestors, my grandparents, my great-grandparents used to get, and therefore there are lots of other alternatives for us to use. Now we don't have to have curds or milk every day. It's not necessary nutrition for our body, but whenever we do want to try and make it out of different nuts. Of course, there's always the opinion that, what happens when we grow nuts? What is the value on earth? What does our soil lose out? Well, we've also got to look at ourselves. What does our body lose when we have the adulterated milk that is currently available? So let this mixture boil up for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to add the peanut curd, and that is Morkolumb. So the masala has soaked in nicely and the pumpkin is also cooked. What I'm now going to do is add the peanut curd. So you can see how thick it has become. It's definitely not going to be like our normal milk curd, but I can tell you it is significantly healthier and it does the job. So add it in, mix it up, and the last step to this dish is to make a tadka. So I've got a little pan going which will become nice and hot, and I'm going to show you how to make a tadka without oil. You'll notice that this dish has no oil in it, because when we cook oil, it is not good for us, and having oil that is so chemically processed, it's gone through so many different steps of refinement that actually we don't know if it comes from the real nut, groundnut oil. We have no idea, so the safer thing is just not to have any oil. Much better for us. So in a nice hot pan, put in mustard seeds and methi seeds, and you'll find that it starts to crackle immediately. It's not going to get stuck to the pan, nothing is going to happen to it. And then just put in a couple of dried red chilies. Keep moving them around and then just wait for them to pop and then put it in. And so you know that tadka sound that we get chush as soon as we put it in, you're going to get exactly that sound, but with a lot more health benefits. Okay, that's done. The mustard is popping. I'm going to just put it in. Stirred, and this is ready. So this is my family's recipe for Morkolumb with a twist. Peanut curd instead of normal milk curd, and quite a difference. So try it out. I've made it without using any oil, and you'll find that it will really benefit your family by cooking in this way.